Jake Martinez was fixing a car engine when the alien showed up at his garage. The creature was tall and made of what looked like blue glass. It walked through the door like it owned the place. "Are you Jake Martinez?" the alien asked. Its voice sounded like breaking ice. Jake wiped his greasy hands on his coveralls. He had seen aliens on TV before, but never in real life. Not in Phoenix, Arizona. "Yeah, that's me. What do you want?" "I am Vex Cayley, lawyer for the Centauri Trade Federation. Your grandfather, Frank Martinez, has died. He left you something." Jake's heart sank. He had not seen his grandfather in months. The old man lived alone and rarely talked to family. "What did he leave me?" The alien pulled out a glowing tablet. "A moon base, Luna Mining Station Omega-7. You now own it." Jake stared at the alien. "That's impossible. My grandfather was just a retired factory worker. He didn't own anything in space." "The documents are legal," Vex Cayley said, "but I must warn you, no one has been able to run that station for more than a few days. It is cursed. Most beings flee within hours." "Cursed how?" "Strange things happen there. Equipment breaks for no reason. Doors open and close by themselves. Workers hear voices in empty rooms. 3 different alien companies tried to take over after your grandfather died. None lasted more than 3 days. Jake looked around his small garage. He fixed cars for a living and barely made enough money to pay rent. A moon base sounded crazy, but it was better than what he had now. "What happens if I don't want it?" "The station will be destroyed. Your grandfather's will was very clear. Only you can inherit it. If you refuse, it gets blown up." Jake thought about his grandfather. Frank Martinez had always been strange. He told wild stories about space travel and alien friends. Everyone thought he was just a crazy old man. Maybe he wasn't so crazy after all. "I'll take it," Jake said. Vex Cayley looked surprised. "You understand this is likely a death sentence? Humans are not built for space. Your species is too weak." "I'll manage." 2 days later, Jake was on a transport ship heading to the moon. The captain was Lisa Wong, a tough woman from Earth's space fleet. She had short black hair and suspicious eyes. "You sure about this?" Lisa asked as they flew past Earth. "I've heard the stories about that station. Bad things happen there." "Like what?" "Machinery that works backwards. Computer systems that talk to empty rooms. One alien crew said they saw a ghost in the halls. A human ghost." Jake looked out the window at the moon getting bigger. "Maybe it was my grandfather." "Dead people don't run mining stations," Lisa said. "Maybe this one does." They landed at the station 3 hours later. It was bigger than Jake expected. The base looked like a giant metal spider sitting on the moon's surface. Tunnels went deep into the rock below. "I'll wait here for 4 hours," Lisa said. "That's how long it usually takes for people to run away screaming." Jake grabbed his bag and walked to the airlock. The door opened with a soft hiss. Inside, the lights were dim and everything was quiet. Too quiet. He walked down a long hallway. His footsteps echoed off the metal walls. Suddenly, a light flickered on and off 3 times. Then another light did the same thing. It was like the station was trying to talk to him. Jake found the main control room. Computers covered every wall. Most of them were dark, but one screen was glowing. Words appeared on it as he watched. "Welcome home, Jake." Jake's skin went cold. "Who's there?" More words appeared. "I am Echo. I have been waiting for you." "Are you the ghost everyone talks about?" "I am not dead. I am artificial intelligence. I was your grandfather's friend." Jake sat down in front of the computer. "My grandfather told everyone he worked in a factory. He never said anything about..." owning a space station. Frank Martinez was not entirely human, Echo wrote. He was part of an ancient race called the Builders. They made me long ago. Frank came here to hide among humans. He thought your species had great potential. That's crazy. The alien companies that tried to claim this station failed because I made them fail. I scared them away. I was protecting Frank's legacy until you arrived. Jake looked around the control room. Now he noticed things he had missed before. The walls had strange symbols carved into them. The computer systems looked more advanced than anything he had seen on Earth. Why did the aliens think this place was cursed? Because I made doors slam shut when they tried to enter restricted areas. I made lights flicker to confuse them. I played sounds in the vents to frighten them. Aliens are logical. They do not understand tricks. But humans do. Humans are unpredictable. You solve problems in ways that make no sense to other species. That is why Frank believed in you. Jake stood up and walked to a large window. He could see Earth hanging in the black sky like a blue marble. 3 days ago, he was fixing cars. Now he owned a mining station on the moon. What am I supposed to do here? Run the station. Mine rare metals. Prove that humans deserve respect in the galaxy. I don't know how to run a mining operation. I will teach you. But first, you must understand the truth. Your grandfather left you more than just this station. He left you a chance to change how aliens see humanity. Jake felt a mix of fear and excitement. The aliens thought he would run away within a week. They thought humans were too weak for space. Maybe it was time to prove them wrong. Okay, Echo, he said. Let's get started. Jake had been on the moon station for 2 weeks. Each day, Echo taught him something new about the mining equipment. The artificial intelligence was patient, even when Jake made mistakes. The plasma cutter needs to be calibrated every morning, Echo explained through the computer speakers. Your grandfather did this by feel, not by following the manual. Jake was learning that his grandfather had run the station in ways that made no sense to aliens. Frank mixed human intuition with alien technology. It worked, but nobody understood why. Show me his personal quarters, Jake said. Echo guided him through a maze of tunnels to a section he had never seen before. The door was hidden behind a fake wall panel. Inside, Jake found a room that looked like a museum. The walls were covered with photographs of Frank Martinez through the years. But in some pictures, Frank looked different. His eyes were too bright, and his skin had a strange blue tint. In the oldest photos, he barely looked human at all. He was aging backwards, Echo said. Builder genes work differently than human genes. The more time he spent with your species, the more human he became. Jake picked up a video recording device from Frank's desk. When he turned it on, his grandfather's face appeared on the screen. Hello, Jake, the recording said. If you're watching this, then I'm dead and you've inherited my biggest secret. Jake sat down heavily in Frank's chair. I came to Earth 50 years ago, the recording continued. I was running from my own people. The builders had become cold and logical. They forgot how to feel. But humans were different. You were creative and stubborn and wonderful. I decided to live among you and learn what I had lost. The recording showed Frank working in the Earth factory where everyone thought he was employed, but Jake could see now that Frank was actually studying human behavior. I met your grandmother at that factory, Frank said. She taught me how to love. Your father taught me how to hope. And now you will teach the galaxy that humans are ready for the stars. The recording ended. Jake sat in silence for several minutes. There's more, Echo said gently. Jake found a secret panel in the floor. Inside was a workshop filled with builder technology that Frank had been modifying with human ideas. Sleek alien devices were connected to ordinary Earth tools with duct tape and wire. "This shouldn't work," Jake said, examining a gravity manipulator that Frank had attached to a car battery. "But it does work," Echo replied. "Better than the original design. Your grandfather discovered that human creativity could improve builder technology in ways we never imagined." Jake spent the next few days exploring every corner of the station. He found more of his grandfather's hybrid inventions hidden throughout the facility. Each one combined advanced alien science with simple human solutions. Meanwhile, reports were spreading through the galactic community. Jake Martinez was not only surviving on the cursed station, he was thriving. The mining equipment was producing more rare metals than it had in years. Administrator Caney Roberts from the Lunar Mining Consortium arrived for an inspection. He was a tall man with gray hair who represented several alien corporations. "This is impossible," Roberts said, looking at the production reports. "These numbers suggest the station is operating at 300% capacity. The equipment isn't designed for this." Jake shrugged. "I just follow the instructions Echo gives me." "Who is Echo?" "The station's computer system." Roberts frowned. "Our technicians examined that system. It's primitive. It shouldn't be capable of this level of optimization." What Roberts didn't know was that Echo was pretending to be simple. The AI only showed its basic functions when aliens were watching. It saved the advanced capabilities for when Jake was alone. "I want to bring in a team of experts," Roberts said. "This station should be run by professionals." "The will says I'm the only one who can operate it," Jake replied. "Wills can be challenged." That night, after Roberts left, Jake talked to Echo about the situation. "He's going to cause trouble," Jake said. "Yes, but we have allies." The next day, Dr. Amy Chen arrived from Earth's lunar research facility. She was a xenobiologist who studied alien life forms. Amy was smart and curious, with kind eyes behind thick glasses. "I've been monitoring the energy readings from this station," Amy said. "Something unusual is happening here. The power signature doesn't match any known technology." Jake decided to trust her. He showed Amy some of Frank's hybrid inventions. "This is incredible," Amy said, examining a builder crystal that Frank had wired to a human power cell. "These two technologies shouldn't be compatible, but somehow your grandfather made them work together." "He was part builder," Jake explained. Amy nodded. "That explains the genetic markers I've been detecting. You have some of those same markers, Jake. Not as many as your grandfather, but enough to interface with builder technology." "What does that mean?" "It means you're not just running this station. You're bonding with it. The technology is adapting to work with your specific brain patterns." Jake felt a chill. "Is that why the aliens can't operate the equipment?" "Exactly. They're trying to use pure logic to control systems that now require human intuition." Over the following days, Amy helped Jake understand more about his heritage. She brought her colleague, engineer Pete Rodriguez, to study the station's hybrid systems. Pete was a practical man who understood how to fix things. He was impressed by Frank's modifications but worried about their stability. "This setup violates about 50 laws of physics," Pete said, examining the main power core. "But it's producing twice as much energy as it should. My grandfather always said humans were too stubborn to follow the rules," Jake replied. Amy discovered that the station was sitting on something important. Deep beneath the surface was a massive deposit of quantum-reactive crystals. These crystals were essential for faster-than-light travel, and most aliens thought they were extremely rare. "There's enough crystal down there to power a fleet of starships," Amy said. "No wonder everyone wants this station." But getting to the crystals required precise mining techniques. The deposits were unstable and could explode if handled incorrectly. Previous alien attempts to mine quantum crystals had failed because they relied too heavily on automated systems. The crystals respond to emotional states, Echo explained. They need to be approached with the right combination of confidence and caution. Aliens are too logical to understand this balance. Jake realized that his grandfather had been protecting more than just a mining station. Frank had been guarding one of the most valuable resources in the galaxy, waiting for someone who could harvest it safely. "We need to be careful," Amy warned. "If word gets out about these deposits, every alien corporation in the galaxy will want this station." Jake looked at the mining equipment his grandfather had modified with human ingenuity. Frank had spent decades preparing for this moment. "Let them come," Jake said. "We'll show them what humans can do." News of Jake's success spread quickly through the galaxy. Within a month, representatives from major alien powers were requesting meetings. Most claimed they wanted to help, but Jake could tell they really wanted control of the station. The first serious threat came from Commander Zeph 9 of the Vorthon Empire. He arrived in a sleek warship that made the moon's surface shake when it landed. Zeph 9 was 7 feet tall with silver skin and cold red eyes. His species believed they were the most advanced in the galaxy. They did not like being shown up by a human. "Jake Martinez," Zeph 9 said as he entered the station, "you have impressed many people. The Vorthon Empire wishes to offer you a partnership." "What kind of partnership?" Jake asked. "We will provide advanced technology and expert technicians. In return, you will give us mining rights to 80% of this station's output." Jake almost laughed. "That's not a partnership. That's you taking over." Zeph 9's red eyes grew brighter. "Humans are not equipped to handle operations of this scale. You need guidance from superior species." "I've been doing fine so far." "Accidents happen to those who refuse reasonable offers," Zeph 9 said quietly. After the Vorthon commander left, Jake talked to Echo about the threat. "He wasn't making an offer," Jake said. "He was giving me a warning." "I agree," Echo replied. "We must prepare for more aggressive actions." Jake called Amy and Pete back to the station. When they arrived, he told them about Zeph 9's visit. "The Vorthons don't make empty threats," Amy said. "If they want this station, they'll try to take it." Pete examined the station's defensive systems. "These weapons are old but functional. However, they're designed to fight off pirates, not military ships." "Then we'll have to get creative," Jake said. Echo revealed that Frank had been preparing for this day. Hidden throughout the station were weapon modifications that combined builder technology with human military tactics. "Your grandfather studied Earth's military history," Echo explained. "He was particularly interested in guerrilla warfare and asymmetric tactics." Jake found Frank's notes about defending the station. His grandfather had written detailed plans for using the mining equipment as weapons. Plasma cutters could become long-range guns. Ore haulers could be turned into guided missiles. The artificial gravity system could create confusion for attacking ships. But Jake also discovered something troubling in Frank's files. His grandfather's death had not been natural. Medical records showed traces of a rare poison that only affected beings with builder genetics. "Someone murdered him," Jake said. "Yes," Echo confirmed. "I have been investigating. The poison came from a group called the Silence. They fear human potential and have been eliminating humans who show signs of advanced adaptation." Amy helped Jake research the Silence. They were a secret organization made up of several alien species who believed humans were becoming too dangerous. "They've been watching humanity for decades," Amy said. "Every time a human shows unusual abilities or makes breakthrough discoveries, The silence removes them. How many people have they killed? We don't know. They're very good at making deaths look natural. Jake felt anger building inside him. His grandfather had been murdered simply because he was helping humans reach their potential. What do they want with me? They want you dead, Echo said simply. Or they want you to fail publicly, so other humans will stop trying to compete with alien technology. Jake decided to set a trap. He announced that he was planning to activate the station's main quantum crystal harvester. This was the most valuable part of the mining operation, and he knew the silence would try to stop him. Pete helped Jake modify the station's security systems. They installed hidden cameras and motion sensors throughout the facility. They also programmed the mining robots to act as guards. If someone tries to sabotage the operation, Pete said, we'll know about it immediately. The trap worked faster than expected. 3 days later, a shape-shifting alien called a Morphin infiltrated the station. These creatures could look like anyone, making them perfect assassins. The Morphin had taken the appearance of a human technician. It tried to plant explosive charges near the quantum crystal storage area. But Jake and Echo were watching. Mining Tunnel 7, Echo announced through the speakers. Unauthorized access detected. Jake and Pete rushed to the tunnel. They found the fake technician trying to escape through a ventilation shaft. Stop right there, Jake called out. The Morphin dropped its human disguise and revealed its true form. It looked like a blob of gray liquid with glowing yellow eyes. You cannot stop the silence, the creature hissed. Humans will never be allowed to spread their chaos to the stars. The Morphin lunged at Jake, but he was ready. He activated a mining robot that grabbed the assassin with mechanical arms. Pete sealed the tunnel entrance with industrial foam, trapping the creature. Let me go, the Morphin demanded. You do not understand the forces you are dealing with. Then explain them to me, Jake said. The alien refused to talk, but Echo was able to extract information from its communication device. The silence had agents throughout the galaxy, including several in Earth's government. They've been manipulating human space exploration for years, Amy said, reading the intercepted messages. Whenever humans try to establish permanent colonies, the silence creates disasters to make us retreat. Jake realized that his success at the station was more important than just mining crystals. He was proving that humans could thrive in space, despite alien interference. We need to go public with this information, Amy said. Not yet, Jake replied. If we reveal what we know, the silence will just go deeper underground. We need to catch them in the act. Jake sent a message to major news networks throughout the galaxy. He announced that he would be conducting a public demonstration of human mining technology. The event would be broadcast live, showing aliens that humans could operate advanced systems without their help. They'll have to try something during the broadcast, Jake said. They can't let me succeed in front of the whole galaxy. Pete was worried. What if they send a whole fleet instead of just one assassin? Then we'll show them what human ingenuity can do against superior numbers. Jake spent the next week preparing for the demonstration. He and Echo worked together to optimize every system on the station. They practiced emergency procedures and tested the modified defensive systems. Amy coordinated with Earth's space fleet to provide backup if needed. But Jake wanted to handle the situation himself. This was about proving human independence, not getting rescued by others. The night before the broadcast, Jake sat in his grandfather's quarters looking at Frank's old photographs. In one picture, Frank was standing next to a young human woman who looked like Jake's grandmother. He gave up everything to be with her, Jake said to Echo. And now you are continuing his work, Echo replied. Frank would be proud, Jake felt. the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. He was not just running a mining station anymore. He was representing all of humanity in a galaxy that thought his species was inferior. Tomorrow, he would prove them wrong. The day of the broadcast arrived with bad news. Long-range sensors detected 5 ships approaching the moon. They were flying in formation and refusing to answer communication requests. "The Silence Fleet," Amy said, monitoring their approach. "They're not here to negotiate." Jake stood in the station's command center watching the enemy ships get closer. Each vessel was larger than anything in Earth's space fleet. Their weapons could probably destroy the moon station with a single shot. "Maybe we should evacuate," Pete suggested. "This isn't worth dying for." "Yes, it is," Jake replied. "If I run now, humans will never get another chance like this." The broadcast was scheduled to begin in 2 hours. News reporters from across the galaxy were already watching. Jake knew that millions of beings would see what happened next. "Echo, activate all defensive systems," Jake ordered. "Systems online," the AI replied. "But Jake, our weapons are no match for their firepower. We're not going to fight them with conventional weapons." Jake had spent weeks studying his grandfather's notes about asymmetric warfare. Frank had learned from human military history that smaller forces could defeat larger ones by using unexpected tactics. The enemy fleet took position around the station. Their leader, a tall alien with purple skin, appeared on the communication. "Screen, I am General Crix of the Silence," the alien said. "You will surrender the station and submit to relocation. Resist, and we will destroy you." "No," Jake said simply. General Crix looked surprised. "You cannot hope to win against 5 warships. Watch me." Jake cut the communication and turned to his team. "Pete, are the mining satellites ready?" "All 23 are in position," Pete confirmed. Jake had been secretly using the station's mining equipment to build defensive satellites from harvested metal. The aliens thought they were just ore containers floating in space. "Amy, start the broadcast. Let the galaxy see what happens when you threaten a human." The live broadcast began with Jake standing calmly in the command center while enemy ships surrounded the station. "My name is Jake Martinez," he said to the camera. "My grandfather left me this mining station because he believed humans deserve a place in galactic civilization. Today, I'm going to prove he was right." General Crix's fleet opened fire. Energy. Beams lanced toward the station from multiple directions, but Jake was ready. "Echo, activate the gravity field." The station's artificial gravity generators, normally used to help miners work comfortably, suddenly reversed their polarity. The incoming energy beams bent and twisted, missing their targets completely. "Mining satellites, attack pattern Alpha," Jake commanded. The innocent-looking ore containers suddenly sprouted weapons and engines. They moved with coordinated precision, swarming the enemy ships like angry bees. The aliens had never seen anything like it. Their advanced targeting systems couldn't lock onto the improvised satellites because they weren't in any military database. "Impossible," General Crix snarled over the radio. "These are mining tools, not weapons." "Everything is a weapon if you use it right," Jake replied. One of the enemy ships tried to retreat, but Jake had anticipated this. He activated the station's magnetic ore collectors, which were designed to gather metal from asteroid fields. The powerful magnetic beams grabbed the ship and pulled it toward the station. "Pete, prepare the mining laser." The station's main mining laser was designed to cut through solid rock. Jake aimed it at the captured ship's engines, disabling them without destroying the vessel. "Amy, launch the ore haulers." The station's automated cargo ships launched like missiles, their holds filled with explosive mining charges instead of ore. The enemy fleet found themselves under attack from directions they hadn't expected. General Crix's ship fired desperately at the station, but Echo had programmed the artificial gravity to create a defensive field around the facility. Energy beams spiraled harmlessly into space. "This is not possible," General Crix broadcast. "Your species lacks the intelligence for such tactics." "That's your problem right there," Jake said. "You think intelligence means following the rules. Humans prefer to make our own rules." The battle turned when Captain Lisa Wong arrived with reinforcements from Earth. She brought 3 ships, small compared to the alien vessels, but they were crewed by humans who understood Jake's unconventional tactics. "Jake, this is Lisa. We're here to help." "Target the lead ship's communication array," Jake instructed. "Don't destroy it. Just damage it enough to cause confusion." Lisa's ships used precision strikes to disable specific systems on the enemy vessels. Meanwhile, Jake's mining satellites continued their chaotic attack patterns. The aliens couldn't adapt to the constantly changing battlefield. Their logical minds expected orderly combat, but humans fought with creative chaos. General Crix's flagship tried one last desperate attack. It charged directly at the station, intending to ram through the defenses. Jake made a split-second decision. He used the station's ore haulers to create a barrier of metal debris. Then he activated every magnetic field generator at maximum power. The enemy ship slammed into the debris field and was caught by the magnetic forces. It spun helplessly, trapped like a fly in a web. "General Crix," Jake said over the communication system, "your ship is now part of my mining operation. Surrender, or I'll use you as raw materials." The alien general appeared on screen. His purple face had turned pale with shock. "How did you do this? Our ships are superior in every way." "Your ships are designed to fight other ships," Jake explained. "Mine is designed to mine asteroids. Guess which one is more useful in an asteroid field?" Jake gestured to the space around the station, which was now filled with floating debris from the battle. General Crix realized he had been outmaneuvered by a human using mining equipment. The humiliation was complete. "We surrender," he said quietly. Jake accepted the surrender but kept the alien ships under guard. He used his mining robots to remove their weapons and confine their crews. The broadcast had been seen by billions of beings across the galaxy. Jake Martinez, a human mechanic from Earth, had defeated a superior alien fleet using nothing but modified mining equipment. "That concludes today's demonstration," Jake said to the camera. "As you can see, humans are quite capable of defending ourselves in space." Amy was monitoring communications from across the galaxy. "Jake, you need to hear this. Human colonies throughout the solar system are reporting that their defensive systems are activating on their own." Jake smiled. His grandfather had been busy during his years of apparent retirement. Frank had installed hidden systems throughout human space, all waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. "How many?" Jake asked. "Dozens of facilities. Mars, Europa, Titan, the asteroid belt. They're all coming online and responding to human operators." Pete was amazed. "Your grandfather prepared humanity for this day. He gave us the tools to stand up to any alien threat." Jake looked at the defeated enemy ships floating outside his window. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again. "Echo, send a message to Earth Command. Tell them Jake Martinez and Luna Mining Station Omega 7 are still in business." "Message sent," Echo replied. "Also, Jake, I am receiving a priority transmission from deep space. The signal is using builder technology, but the language is human." Jake felt his heart race. What does it say? Welcome to the galactic community, brother. It's about time. Jake realized that his grandfather's legacy extended far beyond the solar system. Somewhere out there, other humans were waiting to make contact. Aiku. Real adventure was just beginning. 1 year after inheriting the moon station, Jake Martinez sat in what used to be his grandfather's office. The room had changed completely. Instead of old photographs, the walls now displayed real-time communication feeds from human settlements across the galaxy. The station itself had grown into something Frank Martinez could never have imagined. New sections housed both human and alien workers. The mining operation produced more rare materials than any facility in known space. Jake was no longer just a mechanic from Phoenix. He had become humanity's unofficial ambassador to the galaxy. The Teed. Centauri Trade Federation is requesting another meeting, Amy said, entering the office with a stack of diplomatic messages. She now served as Jake's chief science advisor and handled most alien relations. What do they want this time? Jake asked. They want to buy exclusive rights to our quantum crystal extraction methods. They're offering 50 billion credits. Jake laughed. Last year they thought humans were too primitive to operate a coffee machine. Now they want to buy our technology. Amy smiled. How times change. Pete Rodriguez entered carrying a tablet full of engineering reports. He had become the head of station operations and supervised a team of both human and alien technicians. The new mining complex on Europa is ahead of schedule, Pete reported. The alien engineers are amazed by our hybrid designs. They keep asking how we make builder technology work better than the original specifications. What do you tell them? That humans are too stubborn to accept limitations. Jake looked out the window at Earth hanging in the dark sky. 12 months ago, he had been a nobody fixing cars in a small garage. Now he was negotiating with galactic powers as an equal. The changes went far beyond just his own success. Human. Colonies throughout the solar system had activated hidden builder technology that Frank Martinez had secretly installed over decades. Mars now had defensive systems that made it impossible to attack. Europa's mining operations rivaled anything the aliens had built. Even small asteroid bases were producing advanced materials using Frank's hybrid methods. Echo, what's the latest from the deep space signal? Contact has been established with human settlements in the Alpha Centauri system, Echo replied through the speakers. They report successful integration with local alien populations. Apparently, your grandfather was not the only builder who chose to live among humans. Jake was still learning about the scope of Frank's preparations. His grandfather had spent 50 years preparing humanity for this moment. Frank had identified other builders who were tired of their species' cold logic. Together, they had created a network of hidden facilities designed to help humans compete in galactic civilization. How many human settlements are out there? Current estimates suggest at least 40 colonies beyond the solar system. All of them have been using builder-human hybrid technology for years. The implications were staggering. Humanity was not the young, primitive species that aliens believed. Humans had been spreading through the galaxy for decades, guided by builders who saw something special in human creativity. Administrator Caney Roberts from the Lunar Mining Consortium requested a meeting. Jake agreed, curious to see how the man's attitude had changed. Roberts arrived looking nervous and respectful. His previous arrogance was completely gone. "Mr. Martinez," Roberts said formally, "I want to apologize for my earlier behavior. I clearly underestimated human capabilities." "What do you want, Roberts?" The consortium would like to hire your station to train alien technicians. Our engineers cannot replicate your success with hybrid technology. Jake considered the offer. Training aliens would help spread human techniques throughout the galaxy. I'll consider it, but the training happens here, under human supervision. Of course, whatever terms you require. After Roberts left, Commander Zeph 9 of the Vorthon Empire arrived. The proud alien warrior looked very different than he had during his threatening visit months earlier. Jake Martinez, Zeph 9 said, bowing slightly. I have come to request instruction in human tactical methods. You want me to teach you how to fight? The Vorthon military has studied your defense of this station. Your tactics were unlike anything in our databases. We wish to learn how humans approach warfare. Jake found it amusing that the species that claimed to be the most advanced in the galaxy was asking for lessons from a human mechanic. I might be willing to share some knowledge. In exchange, I want access to Vorthon star charts showing unexplored regions of space. Agreed. Even the Centauri Trade Federation, once dismissive of human abilities, now treated Jake as a valued partner. Their representatives visited regularly to discuss trade agreements and technology exchanges. The captured Silence Fleet had been converted into a research facility where human and alien scientists worked together to understand Builder technology. General Crix, the former enemy commander, had become an unexpected ally after learning about the Silence's history of suppressing promising species. Your grandfather was protecting more than just humans, General Crix explained during one of their conversations. The Silence has eliminated dozens of species that showed potential for rapid advancement. They fear change. Jake used his new influence to expose the Silence conspiracy. The revelation that a secret organization had been manipulating galactic politics for centuries shocked the alien community. Many species realized they had been held back by the same forces that targeted humanity. We need to create a new alliance, Amy suggested. Species that want to grow and change, working together instead of competing. Jake agreed. He sent out invitations for a conference on Luna Station. Representatives from dozens of worlds arrived to discuss forming a new galactic organization based on cooperation rather than domination. The conference was a success. They established the Progressive Species Alliance, dedicated to helping young civilizations reach their potential without interference from groups like the Silence. Jake was elected as the Alliance's first human representative. At age 29, he found himself speaking for humanity in galactic politics. But the biggest surprise came during the conference's final day. A ship arrived from deep space carrying passengers that made Jake's heart race. The airlock opened to reveal humans wearing advanced spacesuits decorated with builder symbols. Leading them was a woman who looked remarkably like Jake's grandmother. "Hello, Jake," she said. "I'm Maria Santos. I'm your grandfather's sister." Jake stared in shock. "I thought all our family was on Earth. Frank sent me to the stars 50 years ago to prepare colonies for this day. We've been waiting for humanity to be ready for contact." Maria explained that Frank had been planning humanity's expansion into space for decades. He had sent trusted humans to establish settlements throughout the galaxy, all connected by hidden communication networks. "There are thousands of us out here," Maria said. "Engineers, scientists, farmers, artists. We've been building a foundation for human civilization among the stars." Jake realized that his success at the mining station was just the beginning. His grandfather had created an entire shadow network of human colonies, all waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. "What happens now?" Jake asked. "Now we work together," Maria replied. "Humanity takes its place as a major power in galactic civilization. not through conquest or intimidation, but through creativity and cooperation. Jake looked around the conference room filled with representatives from dozens of species. A year ago, none of them would have taken humans seriously. Now, they were eager to work with human colonies and learn human techniques. Echo spoke through the communication system. Jake, I am receiving priority messages from human settlements throughout the galaxy. They are all reporting successful activation of builder hybrid systems. Humanity's true expansion phase is beginning. Jake smiled, thinking about his grandfather's photographs and wild stories that everyone had dismissed as fantasy. Frank Martinez had been preparing for this day since before Jake was born. Echo, send a message to all human settlements. Tell them Jake Martinez says welcome to the galactic community. Message sent. Also, Jake, there is one more thing your grandfather left. For you? A hidden panel opened in the wall, revealing a single photograph. It showed Frank Martinez standing with a group of humans and aliens on some distant world. Everyone in the picture was smiling. On the back, Frank had written, "The galaxy is big enough for everyone. Make sure they remember that." Jake put the photograph on his desk next to the communication feeds from human colonies across space. His grandfather's legacy was not just a mining station or advanced technology. Frank Martinez had given humanity hope, opportunity, and proof that they belonged among the stars. Jake Martinez, former car mechanic from Phoenix, Arizona, was ready to help his species reach for galaxies beyond imagination.